You find a lot of hadiths that do the rounds in society, right?
Yes.
And they say, well, if everyone is saying it must be true. I said, no, that's not our parameter.
That's how
Our parameter is asnad.
Yes.
Okay, we look at the books if it has been authenticated or not. You could do that for the news as well. Why rush?
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, you're confirming your bias. You rush because it meets your agenda, and you want to spread it as fast as possible. And you are in race with other people. You have your own YouTube channel. I want this news to be out before my competitor has it, without even checking that if it's true or not. So you have to be very, very careful. Yeah.
I like how Imran Khan stopped one of the wars, maybe between India and Pakistan. There was a political move, and one of the firefighting jets
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
fell in Pakistan.
Yes.
It was, and it just 1 year before the
Yes,
elections.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
like most of them understood like what's happening and why it's happening.
Yes.
But look at Imran Khan. How
He sent back the pilot. Yeah.
he just stopped what's gonna happen here. It was just planned for a big war, maybe. Someone like him is a good example. I don't know.
Not
critics
even a
are
good
there.
example. He's an anomaly, honestly, in this day and age.
Today's day,
you don't find such leaders. And look
what's happening.
The Pakistani system or the nation has done.
And I like the idea which you came up with. Like, if you are well versed, go find out someone who is not doing well. If like top countries stand up for Pakistan and help them, it would be like a great move.
See, not to focus too much on Pakistan, because Pakistan is one of, let's say,
examples.
Yeah,
for chaos,
more than 50 Muslim countries. What I'm saying is that Pakistani nation needs to help. Every nation needs to help itself. Okay, charity begins at home.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential in every country. Every Muslim country has potential. The Muslim youth is younger than the other youth of other countries. Okay, they have a lot of potential. The systems that govern them are corrupt. Okay, they did try. Imran Khan. See
why I chose, I'll tell you. It's not because Pakistan is the only country which is we are taking it just for a sake. The way propaganda worked. Let's say I'll give you an example. Malala is one of the propaganda for me, Annie.
You can call it a tool of propaganda.
Yeah. Recent video made so much. It's upsetting to see such people even talking about supporting both sides, and I can't just imagine like how they're using these people as a tool. Same way, why not they promote someone like Abdul Sattar Eidi?
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, someone like him, his organization has done so much to that country.
People like Abdul Sattar Eidi, may Allah have mercy on his soul, they do not need recognition. They do not want recognition. The guy started with one ambulance. He drove himself, and then he ended up with air ambulances and hundreds of ambulances and stuff like that. Can you imagine? The system even put roadblocks in his thing. He wanted, if I remember correctly, he wanted this number, this hotline for his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the government wouldn't give him that hotline, whether it's 999 or 911, whatever that was, because they wanted it for themselves. That's a problem. The system will not let you develop, but it won't develop itself either.
You have to fight for it.
No. You fighting is one thing. Okay, you challenge the system is one thing in a nice way. I'm saying that these systems are corrupt, but they won't let you thrive either. So they won't do anything, but they won't let you do
anything else
either. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. See, Abdul Sattar is one. Abdurrahman Smith, the Kuwaiti welfare, the Dr. Abdurrahman Smith. I've heard his talks on cassettes. Talking about a couple of years back when we used to have that in our cars. I think cars may still have them, but then of course they converted in CDs, and now you have them in other forms. And I used to cry when I used to hear his what do you call that? His stories from Africa and how he took part. That guy is an amazing. Allah yarham. Okay, how millions of people, and he's not a scholar. Okay, but it was his humanity or his love for humanity that converted millions. Some say 11, some say 17, whatever it was. Even if it's one person, he would go to places where no one would go. He said that once, I remember he saying that once we had to wade through a swamp when they were, of course, in African swamps, marshy areas and stuff, alligators there. I said, Tawakkal Allah. There is a village on the other side. I cannot let them without reaching them. I have to reach there. And he did that. The guy was highly diabetic. And in one of his stories. He said that um, he narrates that we are going somewhere and there is nothing but bananas. And for a diabetic person, banana is like poison. Said
Okay.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You have to, because food is scarce in Africa. So, some places we had those bananas. Tawakkal ala Allah, because we have to keep our energy up and we have to reach that destination. The destination not for myself, but to help someone. You can always learn from the lives of these people.
Yeah.
Okay, but honestly, it gets very hard for me to even come up with other examples. We are 1.7 billion, and I can only come up with 7 or 8 examples. Not that there are not people there. There are a lot of
There
people
might be
doing
people
it.
we don't know.
There are a lot of people doing that.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that just because I cannot come up with examples, there are not people
No,
not
there
doing good. Alhamdulillah, there are.
A lot of people there.
There are a lot,
of
hundreds
people,
and thousands of
and
people
thousands.
there.
They're special, yani.
Yeah, exactly.
They are
But
special people.
but like I said, we want superheroes.
Yeah.
So the superheroes that I can remember of is we just gave the name of Saeedi, Abdul Smith. On the political front, you have people like Imran Khan and Mahathir
Erdogan.
Muhammad, and people like those. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and of course we had Sheikh Al Rajhi of the Rajiv Bank. That guy has left millions for in sadaqah. Those are the people that need to be brought up. Keep on telling the people stories. Yes, we have
Talk about them,
superheroes.
yani.
Yes, exactly. Talk about them. You need to come up, tell people that these are our superheroes. They don't wear a cape. Okay, they don't have any sword and any superpowers. That is a superpower. This is what you need to actually
Take from them, yeah.
exactly take from them.
Well, if I remember coming back to handling the distractions and countering propagandas, uh, like you said, going for courses. For me, I just sorted out by going for physical training, and
Yeah.
I found jujitsu was one of the examples, and I want to repeat every time. If young people know about it, go for it.
True.
If you
yeah.
don't know, just find out. This is something you can work it out. Any one sports, take one sport.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If you want to do many things, do one thing.
Do one
you pick
thing.
that one thing.
And just focus on that. Trust me. Just give 1 year.
Okay, you gave me another idea. Jiu-jitsu or any other martial art or any other sport.
Yeah.
Any sport that has levels, where you know that
Exactly,
level
yeah.
after level after level, which has a proper
Discipline.
progression plan.
Yeah.
Discipline is one thing. Progression plan. Okay. You go for that. Why? Because after one belt, you would want another belt and another belt until you reach the black belt.
Yeah.
That's your target, right?
Right.
Things that do not have a progression plan is usually people, when they started, they get distracted and they leave it.
Right.
Okay. Like for example, degree, 2 years degree, MBA. You know that this degree is 2 years. It has about 14, 15, 16, 17 courses.
Right.
Course after course after course. That's how I progress. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to, so it's good for you to have something that has a proper plan,
Right.
rather than just think. Even in social welfare, you start with one thing. We started with I remember the first case was a sick person in hospital, where we had to generate some funds for him. Okay. And then somehow we felt that we're helping a lot of sick people. Should we just go into other areas as well? So when we went into medical aid as well, and then we realized that in addition to medical aid, what do people want? Sometimes they need help with the rents. We tried that as much as we could. Food, something that we should have realized from day one. People struggle in this Bahrain for ration. We started rationing. We left everything and we set basic necessity above everything else. That school fees, sometimes for kids, and then we ventured into the masajid. And we came up with this plan. Alhamdulillah, my team, I'm going to name them: Muhammad Shamim Alwari, Nizam, Parvez Sayyid, me. They came up with this pooling system, where one well, for example, costs about 250 dinars.
Okay.
Now you want to build a well, but you don't have 250 dinars. So we say, so we propose, how about if you pay 250 dinars in installment by paying 20-25 dinars a month? Can you do that? Yes, I can.
Yeah.
We pooled 10 people. Okay. 25 dinars a month, 10 people. Every month, one well is being built, and we draw the names. Every person gets a chance. Today, this month, it's yours. I could get lucky next month. That's how we built 150 wells, more than 150 wells in Pakistan alone. That's how we built.
150.
This is the lease. I don't have the final figure, and we're
This
still
is
going.
amazing idea, by the way, Annie.
Yeah, and these wells are small water pumps to big wells to solar powered. We did the same thing with the masajid. A masjid in Niger. See, Niger is so poor that materials have to come from Nigeria.
Mm.
A masjid there costs nothing less than 5,000 dinars. We started with a small masjid of 80 square meters, and then we went up to 160 square meters. 10,000 dinars.
Mm.
Where are going to find those people? Who's going to sponsor that? Either look for big donors or give the people like you and me a chance who have limited means but who want to spend on these things. Again, the pool system. How about if you pay 20 dinars for 10 months, find 40 people, 20 into 40 per month is about 8,000 dinars. 8,000 dinars, okay? If you want 10,000, you add the number of donors. We have managed to build over 9 masajid in Niger, and it's still going strong.
MashaAllah.
And we gave this idea to the largest organization in Pakistan, who said that, how come we have been doing this for decades and we never came up with that idea? I said, it's not a copyright. Go and do it.
Go and do it, yeah.
And they started doing it. They actually told me that we have started doing it. It's worked fine. Perfect. So like I said, once we discuss, we come up with a lot of solutions. There is no dearth of enthusiasm and motivation and energy in our community. It just needs, one is that it's Allah's mercy that He guides you. Okay.
Yeah.
Second is that once you guide other people. Yeah. Okay. Bring in people. There was someone who called me the other day, said, I want to be part of your organization. I said, yes, come on. But this is what we do. First thing we tell them, you need to have a sincerity of intention. This whatever you do, because we spend from our pockets as well. We don't have any operational costs.
Okay.
We try to keep the operational costs. This again is a challenge, of course, because organization need operational costs. But since we're volunteer based, so alhamdulillah, we have kept the operation costs to zero. But
even the operation cost of the projects which you do, it doesn't stop there, right?
It doesn't.
You just open and leave it as it is. No, it has its own maintenance things also.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So what we do is we partner with local organizations that can take care of those projects. We connect the donor with the beneficiary.
Okay.
That's a very important
to keep the financial.
Exactly. That's an important role and a responsible one. You're a donor. You're looking for people to give to. Okay. There's a beneficiary who's looking for someone to give him. You go out and you find we have what we call as Safed Posh people. People who do not ask, but they're in need. Okay? Keeping their dignity intact. You go to the donor. You trust me? This is what we have. This is who we have. People are ready to pay. And the trust develops with time. Initially, people raised, questions, and they argued and they said that maybe you're a fraud and stuff. I can't tell you the amount of absurd things that came our way. But we said that for Allah's sake, we're going to take the insults. And we did take the insults until the same people actually joined us. I'm going to tell you this. This is true. These are true stories. The same people said that, we trust you now. Now people send the zakat and we ask them, what do you want to do with the zakat? We gave it to you. We trust you. Do it. So this is just one example. We have school projects that we need donors for. Okay. You could start that. There's so many things. See, mostly most of the Muslim ummah needs help. Okay, most of the Muslim ummah needs. There are only a few countries, like for example the Khaliji countries, and may Allah increase in their wealth, because we need rich countries as well. There's a lot of funding that goes from these rich countries to everywhere, but that needs to be channelized. There's also a problem of mismanagement. There's also a problem of these funds, being not spent well. So we also need that Waqf fund. I was reading a report that in the Muslim lands, this is a rough estimate, $200 billion of Waqf is there. That $200 billion is enough to eradicate poverty in the Muslim world. Okay, and someone needs to access those funds, come up with good projects, and do those. They are not enough organizations. There are only a few organizations. You have One Ummah, you have, like I said, Islamic Relief, Muslim Hands. There are funds that are coming up. Now, crowdfunding is very, very famous.
Yeah.
We do not have any excuse left now. The only excuse that is to take the action.
Somebody has to always take initiative.
Somebody has to take initiative. You either take initiative on your own or join people who have done that.
Yeah.
It's easier for you to join someone so that you don't have to make the efforts. They have
Yeah.
already prepared the cake. You
Why
just
reinvent?
exactly. Why, don't reinvent the wheel. You just go and eat the cake rather than go and bake it, right?
Yeah.
So there are organizations that have done a phenomenal job by raising organizations that have strong reporting techniques, and they have a good presence in society, a trustworthy, let's say, demeanor. Everything is there. You just need to, we need to just go out.
You have already shared idea of like building the communities and having the mentorship programs or anything. And I believe that, yani, if there is a good teacher, he can spark, the energy in anybody, So, other than this, structure, what do you else, recommend or suggest for somebody to focus on instead of, yani, just feeling pity on people on social media and feel helpless? I see this comments everywhere. They watch video, they feel bad about what's happening in, let's say, Gaza or West Bank or Myanmar or Sudan.
Yes.
They feel either pity, and after that one post, there is another post which is like somebody dancing in Saudi and somewhere else. I don't know why I'm bringing Saudi. I'll cut it down. So thing is like, social media is making you, desensitize, or what, I don't know what's the right word to say. You saw one video and then comes something else entertaining and some jokes, and we become so of course apathy is one of the word I can say, but still we become very less sensitive, and maybe that heart is becoming, like a stone now.
Yeah.
You don't feel it, man. Same thing I felt 10 years back. We used to feel this, yani, and I felt helpless, but I took some actions, so now here we come again, same situation. And I want people like, if you are feeling helpless, you just heard what Brother Abdulaziz has told about his organization, his work which he's doing it. But is there anything else also for youth they can do, or take up something specific in your mind?
See, first of all, the youth need to bring this sense of focus in them. Learn it. Okay. I'll emphasize focus. Everything has become a science and an art.
Yeah.
Okay. Focus again is something that you can learn.
Yeah.
Okay. There could be techniques. There could be ways. You find something that you love.
Yes.
Okay. And then you do that.
Mm.
You're going to find focus in that. Join people like you, because if you have people, like-minded people, each one is going to be motivating the other. Sometimes you're going to be demotivated. The other person will motivate you. Sometimes you're motivated and your companion is demotivated. Do not take a solo journey. Do not ever do that. Okay, a person who goes alone is like a sheep that can be pounced upon by the wolf. Like the hadith says, go in a jama'ah. Yadullah halal jama'ah. Go in groups. Do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Find people who you think, when I started, I was alone.
Mm-hmm.
All my other companions were doing, my friends were doing the same thing.
It starts with one person.
And one of them said, why don't we join hands? I said, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? We came up with an agreement, and we said, this is what is our goal shared, is our vision shared.
Yeah.
When we agreed on that, everything became easy.
Enroll others. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you think that it's hard for you, then at least join an organization and mimic what they do. Initially, it's just a copy paste kind of thing.
Right.
Okay. And then you start to develop your own style or maybe your own thing. Okay. Because
amazing. Yeah.
Exactly. So kids, what they do is, how do they learn?
Yeah.
They mimic their parents. They start to speak like them.
Mm.
And when they grow into the teens,
they develop their style.
Outside influences, school, neighborhood, everything, they start to develop their own style.
Right.
Two siblings are not the same, okay? Even though they are from the same parents, even though they start the same, okay? So, in terms of life goals as well, if you think that you do not understand, first you find out the problems of your community. It's easy. Go around and see what the problems are. You
Right.
just need to have that critical and analytical mind. When you pass by a place, do not pass by it, but just, I have to reach somewhere. Look around and see. Okay, is there something broken here? Do you see a poor person? Do you see a person in need? Okay, and when you have that critical mindset, the analytical mindset, okay, you start to analyze things in a very different way. Okay, you actually find problems, or problems will find you, whatever. Okay, and then now that you have found the problems, now you need to find the solutions. Who do I go to for solutions? People who know more than you. If you don't, okay, initially there will be people who will always know more than you, until you develop an expertise in that.
Yeah.
An expert was never an expert from day one.
Right.
Okay, he was a
Beginner.
yeah, exactly. He was a
Amateur.
rookie.
Yes.
He was a protege. Okay, he was a prodigy. So for him or for her, you learn, you mimic, and then you start to develop your own style. It's easy. It's not hard.
It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science at all. It's very easy. You just need to have that heart. Okay, just think that there are people who need your help.
Right.
Just because your stomach is full and alhamdulillah you have everything in life doesn't mean that everything else. Do not indulge too much in this dunya. The more you indulge, the more beautiful it becomes. Attractive. It is attractive, undoubtedly. It's attractive.
Sure.
And it's like quicksand. Okay, you can't get out of it. Illa ma rahimahullah. Okay, and so that's my advice to the youth. Okay, find people who know. See, the problem with our youth is, I've seen youth that they are sometimes
It has become cliche, by the way. Yani, everyone who are expert, they tell to find a mentor, someone who is well versed.
I don't mind. But by the way, I don't mind being mentored by a person who's younger in age than me.
Yeah.
If he knows, I don't mind that.
Sometimes this is like confusion. See,
No, people associate experience with age.
only with the age. Yeah.
Why?
Why?
That is
I
wrong.
remember once I was in gym. A kid comes to me and corrects my one of the moves,
Yeah,
and I was like huge jack, like fully loaded. And this kid is just new.
Yeah, exactly,
Looks
man.
like new, but he knows the move at least. He came, and I'm very thankful to him, because he corrected me with nice way, and he left, and he did not even take any recognition or anything,
See, I read an article where in one of the Western countries, the youth are grouped with older people, and these are like CEOs who are grouped with young people. The young people, what the CEO can teach you is life experiences, leadership skills, and whatnot. What can the youth teach you? Simple. They can teach you how this game works. But as easy as that sounds, that teaches you more than that. Okay, the older man, does he have patience to say, I'm a CEO, I don't have time for games? That teaches him patience to listen to this young guy, because as you grow with age, you have enough information and knowledge,
Right.
and say, I need more. The youth will say, oh God, this guy is not learning, right? I'm telling you that you push this button, this happens, and he keeps on asking me the same thing. So it kind of teaches both of them those values, those skills. Okay, so I
Doesn't.
I
have
hope
to
we
be
had those
someone.
experiments. I'll call them experiments in our societies. It's very hard. You go to the masjid and you do something silly. The
whole
senior guys are going to
Jama'ah.
shout at you, right?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yes.
I said, it's so demeaning. When
Distorted.
exactly. And the guy, what you've done is that you just
And I remember how
discourages this person from the message. Said, I'm not going to come to this. At least
we have
not
so
this
many
message.
examples from Rasulullah's time.
Alayhi salatu
And,
wasalam.
Subhanallah, always we have anything comes to mind to handle these situations in a masjid. The example is someone urinating, inside the masjid, and there are so many examples. So many
His
examples.
qudwa is the best. His life is the best.
Yes.
There is no one second to him.
Yes.
Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has preserved his personality for us till day of judgment. We need to look at that. I'm saying start with the seerah. Always start with the seerah.
Comes there,
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
See, like I said, we cannot let go of our faith. What is our faith? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
Fundamental,
and Rasulullah.
Yes.
You have to study
These two things
exactly. You have these things go together.
together, yeah.
You have to.
Ideologies and the character.
There is no escape from the seerah.
Yes.
The seerah leads you to the Sahaba. The Sahaba leads you to other great men, and eventually you find yourselves there. That's the best thing. So yeah, so there's so much to talk about. I mean, like I said, one podcast is not enough.
Yes,
Never.
never.
We talk about a lot of scattered things. I'm sure a lot of people are going to. I hope we have not confused people. Where I hope someone finds whatever he's looking for.
Always, Jani.
Yeah.
So coming back to something which is important regarding the positions, just not just the role playing. Recent story was I was just scrolling and I saw one of the videos where one of the doctors from Gaza was saying like why he was saying this, because the interviewers were asking like why are you not leaving from there?
Yeah.
Why are you still staying in the hospital?
True. Yeah.
And doctor was like, how can I just run away from the
my people,
place, leave my people? Why? All the education I did for this. And his intention is clear from the beginning. Imagine, and where are our positions? I mean, we might be doctors now, we might be engineers now in big numbers, but do we really have that kind of intention? Are we playing some kind of positions where we can go and take over? And I see some of the groups, some of the any elderly people, they talk about these things very seriously. That not just focusing on just getting some degrees and some position or some achieving something in life, having some focus for something, but have something in for that vision that you're going to contribute from that. Sometimes my few when we are going into while going to masjid, then we talk about these things, and our brother is like, why are you giving so much time for this area? I'm like, if I really reach a point where I can be a good influencer,
true,
and with that influence I want to contribute.
Exactly, yeah.
Sometimes I give example of Usain Bolt. He might not be giving some contribution which is related to faith only. It doesn't have to be,
true.
But he spoke for his people. This is a current. We have examples, Muhammad Ali also. He reached the pinnacle and he spoke for religion, his belief, his people. And we have so many examples. Once you reach, just don't stop there.
Don't stop, exactly. Use that.
You have that influence.
Use that position of influence to influence.
That's the point people. You have to use.
Exactly, yes. Who did Muhammad Ali? He influenced many people.
Yes.
But look at Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Look at him, right?
Yes.
Even if you find one gem like him,
yeah.
Okay. I'm sure Muhammad Ali didn't say that I'm going to influence him.
Yeah.
Okay. But it was him who got influenced.
Yeah.
So keep on doing your stuff. I mean, what you're doing is a great job.
We never
know.
Who
knows how many people are going to sit on this seat? You never know who's going to take that one of your listeners going to take that pearl of wisdom and maybe transform into a whole organization. You never know that.
You never know.
Like I said, keep on talking. People say, how much do we need to talk? I said, keep on talking. At least it's free, right? It doesn't cost you. Keep on talking, right? Yeah. But keep on talking with an aim and an objective. Just don't talk to confuse people. Say, these are the problems, these are the solutions. Or maybe we know the problems, let's talk about solutions. In journalism, by the way, there's this new genre that has come up and it's catching up very fast. It's called solutions journalism. Earlier, what happened was in journalism, when you used to open the newspaper, it still is that crimes, murders, bankruptcies, corruption, this happened, that happened, theft, right? Now, people have gotten fed up. The trust in news has dipped.
Yeah.
So a new genre came up called solutions journalism, where they talk about solutions in a society. It doesn't necessarily have to be the solution, but to tell people that there is something happening in society, okay? Yeah. And there is a problem that this person or this organization has tackled, okay? But you do it in an objective matter, not to glorify the person. He's not the hero, but one of the heroes, okay? And that is bringing back people starting to like journalism because it was depressing earlier.
Yes.
Okay. Now they're seeing that, there's a change. Climate, for example,
Yeah.
it's a big topic. For the past, I think 5 6 years, it has skyrocketed. Everyone is talking about climate.
Climate. Yeah.
There's a lot of misinformation about that as well,
Yes.
but most of it is done through now. Experts have now come in.
Mhm.
Okay, we have a very big event happening at the end of this month, the 30th of November. It's going to continue for 2 weeks, called COP28. It's going to be in Dubai, Conference of Parties. It is a climate and a conference on climate that is held every year by United Nations. Okay, last year it was in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt.
Mhm,
This
mhm.
time it's in it. They're going to talk about the climate change, which is real. Okay, people are suffering because of that. Okay,
Mhm.
we need our youth to come forward and talk about these things.
Yeah.
Okay, Islamic finance has a big role, can play a big role
Yes.
in ESG financing, in climate financing, and it is doing. By the way, it's not that it isn't. Also because it is where the money is, but also because I think that it should come up with intentions to actually change that. So there's a lot that is going on. I mean, it would be hard for you to not find a niche.
Yeah.
Definitely, you're going to find a niche.
Yes.
Okay, gamers. We have Muslim gamers, right? Developers who can find. Don't we need good Muslim games? I mean, look at the games. Some of these games are honestly, they don't fit our level. Yeah, they're filthy. They're dirty.
Yeah.
But then undoubtedly they're good games in terms of graphics and whatnot. If you find Muslim developers and they come up with games that our Muslim youth can play,
Instead of stopping.
we no, don't stop it. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
People
Mostly,
people
what
say-
happens is the talent is stopped. We just pull them back.
Yeah,
It's the worst thing happening in our community. By the way,
exactly. Yes. Yeah.
have to-
Unfortunately,
we have to guide them in the right way. And
yes. Encourage them.
Yes.
Encourage them. And
encourage them.
and tell them that if this is something. See, some youth might be confused when you tell them follow your passion. So we have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Okay, not everything.
Yeah.
Can
Agree.
you have responsibilities. You need to know your circumstances. You do things so that it can at least not put you on the streets. Okay,
Right.
find a good job, a good livelihood, and if that livelihood is also a passion, well and good. Otherwise, find something that keeps your kitchen running, and on the side hustle, do your
Do your
passion
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the thing that you love. Okay, so we have to be very careful when we advise our youth,
Yeah.
telling them just follow. We're not the West. The West society
Yeah.
is different. Okay, it might help you. It might encourage you. In our society, we're still conservative when it comes to thirst. When you said in the beginning that if I'm doing engineering, I have to do engineering. I spoke to the dean of the computer sciences college of the American University of Kuwait, and he said that our method in the American University of Kuwait is, and I'm sure in all the American universities, is whether Beirut or Cairo and all, is that we teach the liberal form of. Okay, and I said, what is the liberal form? He said that we think that an engineer, in addition to be technical, should also be analytical, should also know how to people manage. Because tomorrow, if he's put in a situation where he has to manage a group and he's all technical, he cannot manage the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the point then?
Yeah. So one of the subjects is either philosophy.
Good.
It's either
It's
something
happening,
that exactly that should happen.
Yeah.
It should happen right from our schools, right?
Yes.
We should teach our kids.
Either
Okay.
elective, or add something to it.
Add something, right?
Yes, yeah.
You never know. Maybe you start with engineering and you somehow think maybe this is good for me, and you change.
Not just education part should be practical also. I think Germany is one of the countries where they'll internship
Yes,
comes first, then they decide like
apprenticeship as they call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they do that.
That's
in the
how
UK,
you do
in the
it.
UK, in the UK, students what they do is they are encouraged because I remember.
see, explore things first.
And let me tell you, I'll give you an example. I went to Singapore once, and I met this a group of students who had won the Hyperloop challenge. They were told, the Hyperloop, which is a very fast mode of transport.
Yeah.
So these students were tutored and mentored by the CEOs of these big firms who do these projects. So this group of students had won the Hyperloop challenge. All four were British, 3 were non-Muslims, and 1 was a Muslim girl. So I interviewed both of them. I interviewed this Muslim girl and I interviewed the non-Muslim girl. I'm going to tell you the difference. Not that one is right, one is wrong. I'm just going to tell you what one thought she's going to do and what the other thought. So I asked this Muslim girl, very nice, smart. Okay,
Mm.
these are smart kids, by the way. In they're 15 and 16 to develop a project, high school project at that age is amazing.
Mm.
So I asked her, what are you going to do after you do your A levels? She said, stay to university, and obviously, I said, yeah, okay, fine. And I asked the same question.
Mm.
Okay, this white British girl, again a smart girl. What are you going to do? Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a year's break and do apprenticeship somewhere so that I know where my strengths are.
Yeah.
Okay. She's going to university. Good for her. She is trying to figure out what is good for me. Okay. And she does it with hands-on experience.
Yeah.
We need our youth to do the same.
Yeah.
Someone asked me years back that my daughter has been accepted both in Bahrain University and Polytechnic. Where do you suggest? I said, tell her to go to Polytechnic. As big as Bahrain University sounds, it's a university. Polytechnic is going to give you hands-on experience. Maybe Bahrain University also has that, but not as much as Polytechnic.
Really? Huh?
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's Polytechnic. All Polytechnics do that. They give you vocational training and stuff like that. I said, let her go there so that she is job ready. People who come out of university are not job ready. Okay, these people are job ready. The industry is going to pick them up when they know that no, this guy has had hands-on experience while he was studying. Vocational institutions need to come up more.
Yeah.
Universities are okay, fine, right? But or the university need to set up vocational studies in their curricula so that at least because it is a problem for graduates not finding jobs because companies ask for an experience and you cannot gain experience until you find a job, and you cannot find a job until
you finish your.
So it's like the dog running around exactly behind his tail, and it's a problem, right?
Yeah.
So education
looks like education system
of course needs to be overhauled. We copy pasted.
There is an effort made. I'll give you our situation in India. The first year is just like multidisciplinary. For first semester and second semester. So you get a chance to see how mechanical works, electrical branch works, or other fields of engineering. But in those situations also, a student cannot decide, because you already took 4 years, course.
Yeah.
You have already decided. And in first year, you're confused now. You get into so many, even software. You can even learn basics of software in the beginning, first year. And you're confused. You don't know, So it happened. I'm the biggest example.
I'm going to give you another example. Me. I'm going to tell you. And this of course, I'm going to give you out bluntly. When I did my 12th grade, we call it college. Or A level, some call A level. We don't call it A level, we call it college. You call it K2 maybe in India, in Pakistan.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into an engineering college because I had pre-engineering. Pre-engineering means you study...
Kind of diploma.
No. Pre-engineering means at the 12th grade, you study math, physics.
Okay, yeah.
You don't study biology. Exactly. You don't study biology. And pre-medical means those who are intending to go into a medical field, they study in addition to physics, chemistry, they study biology.
Yeah.
And we studied physics, chemistry, and
mathematics.
Math. Yeah. Now, I couldn't make it to engineering college. And there was no one to guide me. The agriculture university had openings. I made it to the agriculture university. I had no idea what this thing was. Okay. The only agriculture that I knew was people who would garden. The gardeners. I said, am I going to become a gardener or something? But agriculture is a very advanced field.
Yeah.
It's a very advanced field. We didn't know that. However, I did not like it. The first year was so tough. It was so tough. But since I had no option, I just slogged through those 4 years, got an average GPA, and just made it out and never looked back on agriculture.
Really?
I never looked back. And I did my MBA 20 years after I did my agriculture. And then I joined journalism because I needed a job. And journalism was something that some of my friends were doing. They said that, come, we'll give you a reference. And that's how I joined. So imagine if someone had guided me back then and told me that engineering is not the end of the day.
Yeah.
Computer science was coming up. No one told me about that. I was scared, taking up something new. If there had been someone who said that, I know that this field is going to pick up, okay, you're going to do good, come. I was good at math anyway, okay? Or maybe something else, right? Maybe I could have done legal studies. Maybe I could have done something else. Pharmacy could have been. I could
Yeah.
have gone into that.
Pharmaceutical.
A lot of other fields. Okay, because a university has a lot of disciplines, but we were trained, or we were, let's say, I'm not going to say brainwashed, but we were told that there are only two disciplines: medical and engineering. Now I couldn't go into medical because I hadn't taken the prerequisites at the college level, and I failed the engineering test, and I was left with no option but this. Some of my friends who went on to do, after my 4-year degree, they went to do their MSc and the PhD. They're in the same agriculture field, are now professors in King Abdullah University of Science and Technology. Some of are there in Japan, some of them are there in Australia. One of them is in Abu Dhabi. Okay, because they of course they continue with that because they had some sort of career guidance. I, on the other hand, didn't. Okay. So now if some student comes to me, I know all the avenues. If I don't, I do a research so that I can guide him or her better. Okay. We need those people.
Right.
Yeah. So that they're not confused, so that they don't curse themselves later saying that why did I make, because like you said, once you are through to the second year, then you say, I have just 2 more years left. Even if I don't like it, let me complete it. I did it.
Yeah.
I had to slog through 3 years. You liked it, maybe first or second. Maybe you liked the thing. There's some people who even engineering would not like it, but they had to do it because they have so much pressure from back home.
Yeah.
That's that you have to become an engineer, and they end up not doing engineering. They do something else.
Yes.
They either become. I know an engineer who is a good graphic designer now. Civil engineer or mechanical is one of this.
Yes.
In Bahrain.
Many of them.
Smart guy. Okay. I know engineers. When I started
Accounts.
journalism,
You will believe.
accounts.
Yeah.
One of my seniors in the newspaper that I used to work in Karachi was an MBA. One had a biotechnology master's. One had engineering master. Both were journalists. Three of them, sorry, were journalists.
It's better not to have a bad engineer.
Yeah,
have
exactly.
Better graphic
True,
designer.
Yeah, exactly. But the point is, do not force your kids to do something. You try to explain to them. You do this.
Someone told me, like, he's like, I did bachelor's just because parents told me. But after bachelor's, he's like, what I am doing now is for me.
Yes.
Just to respect his parents,
The problem, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We love our parents a lot. We respect our parents. But I don't think we should take that. Our parents should not corner us in a way that we do it because we love you and we spend so much, and it's like, okay, Abbaji, let me just do this because I love you and respect you because our religion has said that. And that's not only in the education front. When later
it's a big scam, yeah.
Yeah, well, you could call it a scam. Yeah, it's a scam. It's an emotional blackmailing, to say the least, right? Then it comes to marriage, and they'll say you have to marry a girl of my choice. That's a big problem, Again, the family structure. You need to change that. Overhauling of the entire thing needs to. Our families, alhamdulillah, are good, but it needs a overhaul. It needs, So we need to really think about that again. But there's a lot to talk about. But I guess we'll leave it for another day, maybe.
So, well, I want to go more and more, but it's like things are like, it's hard to capture everything in one.
Indeed, yeah.
Alhamdulillah, if we can recap, I think we discussed a lot about the things which are happening in the current situation and influence of that, how to tackle those things, and also how to counter the propagandas and the distractions and misinformations. And of course, we cannot give the course here how to comprehend those things, but we are warning you that this exists. Someone like you who can really confirm that this is very important. Like, propaganda is one of the things which can drag you to something which is not for you. So be careful, because I know the best examples of the youth movements happen because youth can shake things up.
Yes.
And we have seen from the history is biggest evidence we have. Young Turks, they changed the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
It started there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We don't want to pinpoint who influenced inside, but youth is the one who influenced and changed it. The constitution, within 20 years, they have made a big move. And look at now, 100 years, what's happening because of that. And there are so many, I don't know, young activity, even climate change
Yes.
from the youngsters. There's so many activities by the youth.
I also want to just bring this, maybe with if we can end with this, is
Yeah.
I would request our scholars to get out of their AC rooms and step into the field.
Yeah.
Don't make the youth come to you. You go to the youth.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happening, I think.
Yes. We need to go to them and understand their problems. We need practical ulama. Okay. Enough of just gathering information. We respect our scholars.
Yeah.
Okay. We will always sit at their feet, undoubtedly. Okay. But the thing is that what we request our scholars is to go into the field, get practical, and lead the youth in a way that saves them from problems, from extremism, from confusion. Yeah. So the scholars have a big role. We cannot. The scholars are the inheritors of knowledge, and
do they really accept that this is something
they need to? I don't think. I don't think there is any.
No, not accepting in the sense of the youth to come to them or they going to them. The acceptance on the point that they are one of the pillars did not work good enough. Because of that, we have a problem now.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be. See, the thing
I don't. I don't like kind of Piers Morgan who's like, do you condemn? Do you I'm not going.
Yeah, inshallah, things will change. We have hope. Alhamdulillah, the recent events we saw how the youth took to social media to defend a cause.
Alhamdulillah.
So it's only such situations where we actually get to see the real strength of people, youth or otherwise. And Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with that unity and cohesion where we feel we have that.
I think this time is something.
Al-Muslim kajasadan wahid, the one body.
Oneness, yeah.
Exactly. The oneness is there. And from time to time, I guess these situations happen because Allah,
to shake us up.
Yeah. At the expense of our brothers somewhere.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as easy as it is done, it's very hard for me to say that.
Yeah.
But someone has to bear the brunt of your laziness. Yeah. Maybe your time will come.
We are now in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. So
and we have to be very careful.
I think this movement that we have seen should not stop. The Muslim youth should realize that the potential is far more than just on the keyboard. Go out and practically do things, okay, and change things, right? Not everything is fought on the battlefield. Not everything is war. Not everything is guns, right? Your best weapon is your pen, your education, your mind. Use that.
Yeah, the pen can destroy the propaganda against you.
Exactly. We need journalists. We need Muslim journalists.
Yeah.
How many Muslim journalists do we have?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, frankly, journalism does not pay. It's only your passion that keeps you going. That's why people do not come to this field. Why? Because it doesn't pay. So if it doesn't pay, what are you going to do? But at the same time, you know that this is so powerful. They have realized it. You're not realizing it. Yeah, right? So you need to realize that this is such an world. For example, you can convert podcasting into journalism. Why not?
Right.
Okay.
I was about to tell you.
You do not need to.
You don't have to be like an expert on that.
Exactly. You learn the journalistic techniques, which is verification of news. Yeah. Verification of news. Be very careful with what you say and with what you write. Okay. Double verify it and wait until you see that the news has matured. Do not be in a rush.
Yeah.
Okay. And rewrite it nicely, formalize your thoughts so that it has an impact. All those. What is journalism? It's not a wahi, right? It is a man-made technique. Do that, learn it, and come forward and help your community.
Yes.
Your voices.
Yes.
Can go. For example, if you will host. Just give you an example. Someone who is not well off, sitting on the seat, telling about his problems in life.
Right.
And I'm hearing Qazi on his podcast and say, yes, look, this person is so needy. Where was he? Now I found him. And by the way, people have used social media to help out people, right?
They find the real people from social media.
Yeah, I know a couple of accounts who that actually do. But you have to be very careful, right?
Yeah.
So that's
verify.
That's verify
like
and help them out.
It's part of journalism.
Exactly. Yeah.
So well said, brother Abdulaziz, and thank you so much for taking
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Sharing your journey and
Alhamdulillah.
Taking through this journey of podcast also. And whoever listening, make sure and you get the idea like what are we trying to say. Alhamdulillah, I have tried my best to keep it short and get best out of brother Abdulaziz, and he has empowered us for present and future. And I hope this episode reaches to as many people as can, and we will try to share in this episode, and in coming episodes. Until then, see you. Thank you so much. Barakallah feek. And thank you so much, brother Abdulaziz.
Jazakumullah khair. Thanks for inviting me.
And I'm like, Hani, are we gonna see you more in future
Inshallah.
once you leave from here?
I'll be here, inshallah.
Inshallah,
Yeah,
with us.
in spirit.
Barakallah feek. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jazakumullah khair.
So see you in the next episode. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.